Welcome to the Explainer, where we break down big topics into guides that are, actually easy to understand. Today, we're tackling a big one, Python. You've absolutely heard its name, right? I mean, it's the language powering giants like Instagram and Netflix, and it's pretty much the go-to for all the cool stuff happening in data science and AI. So, what's the secret sauce? What's all the buzz about? Okay, let's pull back the curtain and really get into it. We're going to break down what Python actually is, figure out why so many developers are obsessed with it, and see what makes it stand out in a world that's, let's be honest, packed with programming languages. All right, so think of it like this. You know how some programming languages feel like you're trying to read a dense academic textbook? Well, Python is trying to be the complete opposite. It wants to be a super clear, easy to follow instruction manual. The number one goal above everything else is just simplicity and readability. Whoa, okay, that's a lot of jargon, right? High level, interpreted, object oriented. But don't sweat it. Think of each of those words as a kind of superpower that makes Python so flexible and honestly pretty easy to work with. Let's break them down one by one. All right, let's get into the engine room. These next three ideas, they're really the foundation for pretty much everything you'll ever do in Python. They're what make Python, well, Python. Now, this first one, it's a total game changer, especially if you're just starting out. It means you don't have this long, painful step where you have to compile your code. Instead, it's more like a conversation. You write a line, you run it, and you see the result instantly. No more waiting around just to find out you made a simple typo. And that leads right into the next point. It's truly interactive. It's like you're having a live chat with your computer. You can literally just type in 2 plus 3 at the prompt, and bam, it spits back 5. This makes it this amazing playground for learning and just messing around. You can test out little ideas on the fly without having to build a whole program first. Okay, this one sounds complicated, but the idea is actually super smart. It's all about organizing your code. So imagine you're building a game with cars. Instead of having random bits of code everywhere for things like color, speed, or honk the horn, you can create a car object. And this car holds all of that stuff, both the data and what it can do, all bundled up together. It just helps keep your code so much cleaner and easier to manage, especially when your projects get bigger. So let's put it all together. We've got interpreted, interactive, and object-oriented. And it's that magic combination that makes Python this weirdly perfect mix of being really powerful, but also super beginner-friendly. All these things work together to just lower the bar, to make it easier for anyone to jump in and start coding. Okay, so beyond that core DNA, there are a couple of standout features that make everyone, from total beginners to grizzled experts, fall in love with Python. And yeah, as you can see, there's a ton of stuff in the Python ecosystem. It's huge. But let's zoom in on the two biggest, most important reasons people just keep coming back to Python. Honestly, if you take away only one thing about Python, let it be this. It was designed from day one to be easy. Easy to read and easy to write. The syntax, the grammar and rules of the language, is just incredibly simple and clean on purpose. And what that means for you is that the code itself just looks a lot like plain English. There aren't as many weird symbols or confusing keywords as you'll find in a lot of other languages. And that's huge, because it lets you focus on what you're actually trying to build instead of getting bogged down memorizing a bunch of complicated rules. Next up is something people call the batteries included philosophy. And it's exactly what it sounds like. Python gives you this massive toolkit right out of the box, ready to go. So what does that actually mean? It means you can start doing really complex stuff, like right away. You want to grab something from a website, work with dates and times, handle files on your computer? Chances are there's already a tool for that built right in. No need to go hunting for extras to install. But here's the thing. Python isn't just a collection of features. It's almost a way of thinking. There's this guiding philosophy behind it, and when people follow it, they call it writing Pythonic code. And it all starts with this one line from something called the Zen of Python. It says, "Beautiful is better than ugly." And that's not just some feel-good quote. It's a real design principle. It's about valuing code that is elegant and clear. You see these other principles here too, like simple is better than complex and readability counts. And again, this isn't just some fluffy, abstract idea. It has a very real purpose. The goal is to write code that not only works now, but that you, or maybe a teammate, can look at 6 months from now and actually understand what's going on. And here's the really clever part. Python doesn't just suggest this philosophy, it forces it on you, right in the syntax. Check out these two examples. See how on the left the code is neatly indented? In many languages, you'd use curly braces to group that code. But in Python, nope. You just use white space, simple indentation. It might sound a little weird, and yeah, it's kind of controversial, but it means that all Python code has to be clean and organized. If you look at the example on the right, you mess up that spacing and your program literally will not run. It's genius, really. So after all that talk about simplicity, let's see it in action. Let's look at the classic Hello World, the very first program pretty much every developer ever writes.
Yep, that's it. That's the whole thing. One single, simple, readable line. You don't need all this complicated setup code or what programmers call boilerplate just to do one simple thing. You just tell the computer what to do. Simple as that. And when you run it, the result is exactly what you'd hoped for. Clean, direct, uncomplicated. This one little example really captures the entire spirit of Python, right? It's all about finding the shortest, clearest path to get from your idea to a working result. So that's really the heart of it. Python's power comes from this amazing blend of being simple enough for a total beginner to pick up, but at the same time, powerful enough to run some of the biggest websites and technologies in the world. It's all about getting you from an idea in your head to actual working code as fast and as painlessly as possible. So the only question left is, what will you build with it? Whether you're into web development, data science, making games, or just automating the boring stuff in your life, the possibilities are just about endless. Because of its simplicity and that huge batteries-included library, the general rule is, if you can think of it, you can probably build it with Python.